Welcome back, everyone, to our Demystifying Microsoft podcast series. In this episode of What's New with Microsoft, we're going to be discussing all the new changes to Copilot Chat, which I'm sure you're all excited about because, quite frankly, I use Copilot Chat every day. I don't search anymore. I'm one of those ones that now uses the AI features full time. So I'm no longer a search engine person. Introductions for those of you that haven't attended these before. My name is Wade Walker, the Vice President of our Microsoft Alliance at our newly minted, newly branded Sourcepass Center of Excellence for Microsoft, aka Sourcepass MCOE. And in my role here, one of my responsibilities is to try to explain everything that happens with Microsoft, including all new updates, transform that complexity into layman terms, and get it out to you as quickly as possible because new updates come from Microsoft pretty fast, and it's up to us to get this information understood and disseminate it out to you so we can help make your lives a little bit easier. Today, as I mentioned, we're going to discuss Copilot Chat. This is the first of a few episodes we've got coming up on Copilot, so we're starting with this one, and we'll dive into some deeper topics on Copilot and some upcoming podcasts here. As a refresher, Copilot Chat is Microsoft's AI chat service that anyone can use for leveraging AI tools to get yourself information, search out on the web, dig into your own organization. That's more on the Copilot for Microsoft 365 product, which we'll hit on later. And earlier this month, I think there's been 2 updates this month already. Microsoft has announced some big updates for Copilot Chat. You might have already seen some of this in the press. Microsoft's been pushing this pretty hard, and we expect this to continue throughout the duration of this calendar year and into next year. So let's look at the top handful of updates that were announced, and then we'll do a little bit of a dive into one of them here and give you some more information to help you on your Copilot journey, just like the journey we've been on so far with this amazing tool. So again, Microsoft announced some major updates to Copilot Chat earlier this month. One is the free secure AI chat. Copilot Chat's available at no cost. It does have enterprise-grade security and IT controls for data protection and agent management. So we'll get into that a little bit here in this series or this episode. Agent integration, which you can build and deploy and manage agents within Word, within PowerPoint, Teams. You can have these agents do work for you on emails, documents, presentations. We're going to get to agents in the next series. So I'm planting a little teaser there, or the next episode, I should say. Unified store access. Copilot, you can discover and install agents directly from the Microsoft Store for your Microsoft 365 apps. So you're going to see this trend of Copilot starting to weave its way into Microsoft 365 apps, which I think is pretty cool. And then audit and compliance. Copilot Chat actions and agent usage and user usage is trackable with Microsoft Purview for audit and e-discovery. So for those organizations that really need to track what's happening, have some audit controls and as well as some security controls, there are some updates around that as well, which is really exciting because one of the concerns a lot of our customers have expressed to us is the fear that AI apps are going to take over their network, and users are going to be using Gemini and Copilot, and the list goes on. And how do you control it? So being able to have reporting and compliance and auditing is a big step here. So let's do a little bit of a deep dive. Well, that wouldn't be a deep dive. Wait, that'd be a short dive or a medium dive into the Copilot Chat. It's included. Copilot Chat is included at no additional cost for your Microsoft Entra account users, Entra ID, previously known as Active Directory, with a Microsoft 365 subscription. So pretty cool. If you've got a user ID and password at your organization, you log in, whatever it is, and you've got your Microsoft 365 account, you can use Copilot Chat for free to use the AI tools on the web. You'll need Copilot for Microsoft 365 to use these same tools inside your four walls, so to speak, into your Microsoft 365 data estate. But with Copilot Chat, you just need to have a login And as long as your company has a blog Copilot Chat, you can then use these Copilot Chat to get yourself and leverage these AI tools for information that's out there on the internet. Copilot Chat is a secure enterprise-grade AI chat tool. So a similar tool that we use on the consumer side is ChatGPT. I use that as well when I have on a device that might not have a Entra ID login. And that's not not controlled by your enterprise tools. Whereas Copilot Chat, part of the Microsoft 365 series of products, offers that enterprise grade AI chat that's grounded in both your web and work data and controlled by your IT team from administration and access, and again, the audit and governance tools that I just mentioned previously. You can access Copilot Chat via an app, via Microsoft Edge, via Bing.com Chat, and then Windows Copilot. Me personally, I use an Edge browser. I have, like you, I probably have 40 tabs open. I don't know. But my far left tab always is Copilot Chat, and that's the tab I use most because I'm in that all day long and typing all of my stuff to do searching or learning or whatever it is. So super easy to use in a web browser. Um, Super easy to get an app as well. You know, your mileage may vary on what you prefer, but you've got multiple options out there. And then no usage data is really stored here. So one concern people have is where does that, hey, Wade's doing a lot of searches, where does this get stored? It's not stored to train these LLM models. So there's a lot of concern that, hey, Wade's might be searching and he might be accidentally revealing company secrets while he's using these tools. That doesn't happen. Again, it's an enterprise grade AI chat tool that's secured by your organization, and your data here in Copilot Chat is not used to train models. So the AI models are not learning from my searches to train the models, and therefore I could mistakenly have that data loss prevention DLP scenario where my data goes out there on the internet, and that doesn't happen with Copilot Chat. So let's hop into some top use cases for Copilot Chat. This one, first and foremost, I use this all the time. Microsoft calls it enhanced document creating and editing. Heck, for me, it's everything document creating and editing. I will have Copilot Chat help create documents, grab information from the web based on some prompts that I use. I've got some pretty elaborate prompts, and we'll go over prompting in a future episode here. But this allows you to create some good documents in Word or OneNote, or it can be presentations for you. And then it helps collect all the information. I will ask Copilot Chat to get me a whole bunch of information. So recently I had to do where I'm doing a presentation on some incentives that we get from Microsoft. And so instead of me going through a 300-page document like I would have years ago and distilling what's important and what's not, I will have Copilot go through there, Copilot Chat, and go through there and help distill that information, write some summaries and recommendations. Now, there's a caveat to this. The AI tools are still pretty young and pretty new. You need to make sure you review what you're getting from Copilot Chat, edit it, and make sure it makes sense. There is a phrase called AI hallucination, where some information comes out a little incorrect. So just make sure you are reviewing content you're putting into your documents and editing it. Otherwise, I've seen some documents sent to me where I'm like, oh, you just put this in an AI tool. You didn't review it. It's got some information you would never say. So the way I look at it is these days, it's kind of the 80-20 rule. It's going to be doing 80% of the work for me. I've got to do that last 20%. And I'm fine with it because it's actually doing more like 90-95% of the work. And then I'm then adding the edits that I need to do to make it for the correct audience, for this or that. Also, when you're creating these documents, you can actually tell Copilot Chat, hey, my audience likes quick, fast, summarized information. I need this one to be bullet points. Or I can say, hey, my audience is very loquacious, likes a lot of words. Make this a nice flowery story with beautiful stuff coming in and out of it so they can paint a picture with it. So you can actually ask Copilot to help write your story for you. You can actually have it write in poems if you want. I've done that for fun, but you can actually have it make it poems and rhymes. So pretty cool. That's my number one use case. Well, my number two use case is meeting summaries and action items. That's probably number one. It's probably what I use the most, but it's not as exciting and sexy. But it does do great summaries of meetings, capturing action items. So another great use case is in there. And you can have Copilot attend meetings on your behalf if you have the right permissions for that, and then give you the notes and information from those meetings. So I really like that, and the AI tools being built into Teams meetings is pretty cool. Next for me is what's I'm using Copilot Chat for, and we're going to get into this in the next episode. Automating routine tasks. I shouldn't say nobody. Most of us don't like to do the same thing over and over and over. We like to do this and then maybe automate some of this for us and make our lives a little bit easier. Copilot Chat can help with this. Before even getting to the point of agents, you can use it to help with drafting emails, summarizing some data, creating some quick reports. I'll use it to help summarize emails if I've been offline for a bit. So if I've done a presentation for a day, if I'm at a conference, things like that, I will have Copilot help out with that. A lot of what I do is actually in the Copilot for Microsoft 365 product, which is a paid product, but you can have Copilot Chat do some of that as well with some of your emails and other documents. And then one use case that I think is really exciting, and we're seeing a number of customers using this, is using Copilot for improving your customer interaction with your customers. So have Copilot Chat, look at some of your interactions with your team, content from the customer, what he or she are saying, and just use that as a good training tool to help take that information, put it into Copilot, and I'll sometimes ask Copilot Chat, hey, here's transcript of what happened. Do you detect any tension? Did the customer seem upset? Was there a better way to relay this to the customer or hear the customer? So really cool stuff you can do here with some of these really cool use cases for Copilot Chat. Before we get to the summary, I'm going to do one little thing here also on the Copilot for Microsoft 365, which includes Copilot Chat. Copilot for Microsoft 365 is $30 per user per month. That's if you do the annual subscription, a little bit more if you do the monthly subscription. And it's Copilot for Microsoft 365 is included in some top products such as Microsoft 365 E3 and E5. Business Premium. So it's great to have. I'm sorry, it's not included, but it's an add-on for those. It's great to have that Copilot for Microsoft 365 $30 a month subscription, which includes Copilot Chat and then takes the AI LLM tools into your Microsoft 365 data, which is really cool if you're trying to do some deep dive comparison of some documents, other things that you for me, I'll go look at historical information in our SharePoint sites, our team channels, and email, which is really cool. Outside of the scope of this conversation, but I just wanted to bring that up real quick. We'll do a deeper dive into Copilot for Microsoft 365 in an upcoming episode. We're at the end of this presentation. Thank you so much for attending this episode of What's New with Microsoft. Join us next time where we're going to talk more about Copilot agents. We're going to dig into the benefits of these agents. And if you've not created one, believe it or not, it's really not that difficult. The FUD factor might be high, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So it might seem like it's daunting. It's actually, it's amazingly easy. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to comment, like it, share it on your favorite social channel. And then please don't forget to subscribe and give your feedback. Believe it or not, your feedback is listened by us. We pay attention to it. Heck, before we even started this presentation a few minutes ago, we went over recent feedback on our episodes. So please keep that feedback coming. It helps me do a better job to give you the information that you want to hear. And then lastly, please check out another one of our Demystifying Microsoft series from Nathan Taylor. He does an in-depth deep dive, much more technical information into these Microsoft solutions. He shares awesome insights for anyone wanting to learn about how these tools, how they work, and how they can benefit your organization. Thanks again for joining. We'll see you next time. Bye.